I got into improv and I was like, man, like this is awesome. And
It is awesome. I agree.
some of my like Carson is my best friend and I think will always be my best friend no matter what. But that's how I met some of my like closest friends that I still talk to this day. Like they're all so cool. They all live in different cities now and do different things. But like Missouri State Improv was huge for me, and it definitely like, you know, just like comedy and stuff like that. I felt like I'd found a purpose in life. This is Will Mahler, and you're watching and listening to A Word Before We Leave.
And I'm Brett Gaffney. Welcome back, everybody. Let's dive right into the show. We're going to start every episode, as usual, with Word of the Day, brought to you by Merriam-Webster's Dictionary. This is not sponsored, but one day it will be. Today's Word of the Day is sanguine. It is spelled S-A-N-G-U-I-N-E. Sanguine is a formal word that today almost always describes someone who is confident and hopeful, or something that shows confidence and hopefulness. Sanguine or sanguine can also describe something that is blood red in color, something involving or relating to bloodshed, or a person's reddish complexion. And their example sentence is, the group of entrepreneurs is sanguine about the future of their business. Now, Will, you're going to come up with an example sentence, and then I'll come up with an example sentence, and our segment of Word of the Day.
Holy crap. So I put sanguine in a sentence?
Yeah.
Any sentence I would like?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm feeling very sanguine to have Brett Gaffney in my apartment on this beautiful Monday.
And my example sentence will be, as I was walking through the streets of Hollywood, I witnessed in an alleyway the color of sanguine bloodshed across the street.
What?
And police tape covering up a murder crime scene.
Holy moly.
And that's Word of the Day. Now you guys can use the word sanguine in your day-to-day references at all times. Will, welcome to the show. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. We were talking about it earlier. I'm feeling over-caffeinated.
I'm also feeling over-caffeinated because I had 3 cups of coffee today, and one of those cups was one of those like La Colombe iced latte in a can.
Ooh.
And the other was like French press coffee that I just normally have daily.
Yeah, French press.
What kind of caffeine did you have today?
I had 2 cups of black coffee, and then I had 1 cup of oolong tea.
Is there a lot of caffeine in oolong tea? I don't know much about like caffeine levels when it comes to tea. It's just like strictly coffee.
So oolong tea is 50% green tea, 50% black tea, from my understanding. And I'm pretty sure black tea has a lot of caffeine.
Black tea has more caffeine than green tea. I do know that.
Yes.
I also know green tea is good for your gut.
Yeah. It's oolong's supposed to be good for you. I love it. I love the taste of it. It's like my favorite tea, but it's probably pretty caffeinated.
Well, did you have any food with your tea?
I had a PB&J.
Like just now?
Before you got here.
So you've had almost exactly the same amount of food and caffeine that I've had today. I had 1 granola bar. Guys, we're not like saying it's good to have no food and only caffeine.
Yeah.
But you know, like that's what it's like being 25 in LA.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta you get busy.
Mm-hmm. You just gotta juice up, power through it, and then you're like afterwards you're like dizzy and sweaty and you're like holy shit, and then you're like I need food of any sort to go into my body.
Yeah.
Right away.
Will, the show is structured in a way that is somewhat past, present, future. And so a lot of the questions I'll be asking you today are going to be exploring what it's like to be who you were compared to who you are and who you want to be. The whole point of the goal is to kind of follow the structure of your life to figure out what words have impacted you and made you who you are, and if there's ideas and concepts that you're thinking of along the way. So keeping that in mind, you can kind of feel the direction that we're moving in as I ask you questions today.
Yeah.
But I do love to always just start with like a nice how you feeling? So tell me, let's talk a little bit about Missouri and growing up outside of St. Louis just to begin with.
Yeah.
Tell me what was it like to be a kid in What was the town you lived in?
So I technically didn't live in a town.
The city.
Yeah. Wait.
Was it like the burbs?
Hold on.
Is this Keegan?
This is Keegan?
This is the moment.
Pause.
Tell me what it was like tell me what it was like living outside of St. Louis in the burbs.
Yeah. The burbs being me and my 6-person family in the woods. So it
wasn't the burbs then.
No.
It was like rural.
It was rural. My house has been described as a cabin in the woods. It's just like my parents bought this like however many acre thing in the middle of the woods. There's like a pond. There's like a kayak rack, a chicken coop. There's like a little like gazebo thing my dad built. My dad is like a crazy carpenter. He's like, there's just so much shit that he's built out there. Yeah, and I just grew up in like the woods straight up. I say St. Louis to people, but I'm not from St. Louis.
What's the name of the area you're from?
I guess technically you would say Hawk Point.
Hawk Point?
Which it's a really small town. It's like 2 churches, a gas station, and a batting cage. And
this is a town in my eyes. This is a small town.
Yeah. Hawk Point is like tiny. There's like a Dollar General, and then there's like a wings restaurant called Backwoods.
Backwoods. That's it?
Yeah. There's more stuff than that. But like when you drive through, that's how it feels. It's so little, and like there's just not that many people that live there. And then Troy was where I went to high school, and that was like a town that was like 30 minutes away from my house.
Did you take the bus or did you get drove?
I got drove. We took the bus one year, but I think they were like, we won't do that again. So the school bus had to go so far.
So you were on the bus for like an hour.
Yeah.
Because you were stopping at so many different.
They were on the bus for because they had to come get me, and then they had to go back. That's why they didn't want.
They're like, we don't want to do this anymore. Like he lives so far away.
For one kid, who just like I was like one of those kids that like people thought was mute, because I was so shy and I had so much like social anxiety that I just wouldn't talk even in situations where I should have.
Wait, how long were you? Really?
Yeah, I wasn't like actually mute. Like if I really had to talk, I could. But like when I got onto the bus, I was like Wednesday Addams. You
were only mute on the bus? Were you mute in school as well?
I just didn't talk a lot. Like I was like very shy.
Like how long was this like a phase, or was this like a majority of your childhood?
A big majority. I feel like so when I was really young, I took Adderall for my ADHD, and it made me very like focused, but like robotic and like mellowed out and like chill. And I stopped taking it in 5th grade because I was like, I think literally the reason I stopped taking it is because I went up to my mom and I was like, she was like, we have to take your medicine before you go to school. And just hit the mic.
No, that's fine.
Okay. And she was like, you have to take your medicine before you go to school. And I was like, oh, like, I just want to feel like me today. Like, I don't want to take my medicine. So, and that like broke her heart. And she was like, you know, do you not feel like yourself when you take it? And I was like, no, I feel like a robot. So she just took me off of it. But, you know, we didn't know at the time that if you just stop taking Adderall all at once, you get horribly like chemically depressed.
Like withdrawal.
Yeah.
Like you get like chemically dependent on the actual medication.
Yeah. So I was like
a child. So it's like, how do you explain that? Like your child's technically addicted to like medication for their ADHD.
Yeah. Because Adderall is like
intense.
It's a super intense drug. And so from like end of 4th grade, 5th grade to like my freshman year of high school, I was just so depressed. Like I was like so just like not there at all. And I just thought that's how I was. Like I thought that was like what my personality was. So I was like super, yeah. Like the reason I said like Wednesday Addams ish is I was just like, I had bangs. I had blonde bangs. I had like a bowl cut, and it was like my hair was like white, like white blonde.
Is this like 2012, 2009,
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was rocking the same bowl cut, just with brown hair.
Oh yeah.
I feel like every teenager going through puberty, it was like Bieber got popular, and then the Old Navy commercials featured kids with long hair, and then all the parents and the moms were like, "You should grow your hair out," and you're like, "Okay."
I literally had the Bieber because
Yeah,
it was
I
a
had the
bowl
Bieber
cut,
too.
and then it was like the Bieber.
You swooshed it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like swooshed.
Yeah,
It was horrible.
Likewise.
But I have like these things, so it was like swooshed, and then it was like this.
Pokey.
Like, yeah, the lead singer of the Seagulls. I don't know.
I don't know the Seagulls. I know the song Seagull, but I don't know the Seagulls.
If you know what I'm talking about,
Shout out to the Seagulls.
Shout out to the Seagulls. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I looked like. If you don't,
I mean, your hair kind of does have the floopy right now.
yeah, it's a little floopy. But yeah,
Floopy's good.
Floopy's good. So that sucked. And then, yeah, it wasn't until like high school that I was kind of like, oh, like I'm depressed. And then once I realized that I never really got medicated. I kind of like just was depressed for so long. I eventually was, I don't want to say I like decided to stop being depressed because you can never decide, but like I got to a point where I was aware of it and I was just doing stuff to improve my life. I also got into running. That was huge for me. And I made friends. I met my best friend in high school. And
Do you want to talk about your best friend?
sure.
Please be my guest.
His name is Carson Lemke.
Shout out. Shout out Carson Lemke.
Should I have said his last name?
I mean, yeah, it's fine.
I'm sorry if I doxed you. He's great. He's been my best friend since we were like freshmen in high school. He's super cool. And I started doing cross country, and that helped a lot. And it wasn't until I started doing like therapy in college and stuff that I kind of realized what had gone on.
Yeah.
From like 5th grade through high school.
Yeah.
Like just, because there would be times where like people would try and like cheer me up when I was like a kid, like in 5th grade. They would be like, "Why are you being so weird and down?" And I was like, I don't know, like I'm just hanging out, like leave me alone. And then they would like try and cheer me up, or they would try and do something, and just nothing would work. I remember there was one time in like a music class where all the kids were like singing and dancing for me to try and get me to get up and like do something, and I just wouldn't.
They were like crowding around you to be like, cheer up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was Carson Lemke in that group?
No, he didn't.
He was like, leave him alone, bro. Like he doesn't, that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Nothing like crowding around a kid that looks sad and be like, be happy.
Be happy. Get up and dance. No, he and I met in high school. I went to a private elementary and middle school.
Nice.
That might have also added to it.
Was it a smaller elementary, middle school situation? Was it like, was there a lot of kids? Not a lot of kids?
There was not a lot of kids. I don't know.
A lot of small town, kind of similar vibes happening. Yeah.
It was like a private school.
In the Midwest.
In the Midwest. You had to wear khakis and a polo. And it was very strict.
So you couldn't even like really express yourself when it came to clothing. You just wore the same thing every day, uniform.
Yeah.
Learned your curriculum and then went home.
Yep. It was very tough. I feel like it was tougher maybe for the girls because there was no, so like you had to have hair,
In like a ponytail?
yeah, it had to be in a ponytail, or it had to be girls, but they couldn't, if they had a ponytail, the scrunchie or like the hair tie had to be school colors, or they couldn't have it. They had to have their hair down. Headbands had to be school colors, or they had to be like school issued headbands. No fingernail polish or paint or makeup or anything like that. And then, yeah, guys had to have their hair cut. So like I like to grow my hair out when I was a kid. And I have like one horrible memory of my the superintendent, or like I forget what her position was. She was a nun, and she was like the head of the school, and she always wore a brooch in my memory. Maybe she actually didn't, but she had like a brooch on and like a perm, and she scared me. And like I just remember one time I was walking in at the beginning of school, and she like grabbed my hair and she was like, getting a little long. Let's have your parents send you to the barber. Like,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was like stand-in single file lines and stuff. It wasn't as super horrible as like, you know, like you'd think of in like a movie where like they treat people bad.
Yeah,
at
it's
a
not
private
like
school.
it's not like the nightmare version of School of Rock.
No, it was fun. Like there was nice teachers and there was nice people there, but it was very strict. And I kind of like when I went to a public high school after that, and I kind of was like, holy shit, like people just wear whatever they want to school.
You're like, I can wear my clothes.
Yeah, I didn't have any clothes.
Because you were used to wearing the uniform all the time.
Mm-hmm. I had the uniform and I had like an Angry Birds T-shirt.
And that's it.
Yeah.
And you're like, I need clothes now.
I need
You're
clothes.
like, I want to express myself.
I don't know. I still hardly know how to dress myself.
When I met you, you did have like kind of a uniform, all like California uniform is like Hawaiian shirt, tall socks, and like fun shorts.
Yeah,
I feel like you're still kind of repping the same
tall socks
uniform right now.
Shorts, like Hawaiian-esque. This is the funny thing though, is like Mara got me all this stuff except for the socks.
Shout out Mara. Mara is Will's girlfriend.
Shout out Mara.
They met in college.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about college at all?
Sure, I love college.
What happened from high school to college? And you touched a little bit on like being kind of like introverted as a kid. Like, when did the extroverted Will come out? Because the Will that I know is it seems to be very social.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I've adjusted well. I think like somewhere in high school, I kind of realized like, oh, I can, pursue my passions. I had no like drive for anything. Like I was like, I have no idea what I'm going to do with my life. I got into theater like my senior year of high school.
Dope.
Yeah. And I did like, I was like a dude at a high school where the theater arts program was already really like
established or lame.
Nobody wanted to do it.
Lame.
Not terribly. Well, here's the weird thing is we had a really good choir, I remember. But like no one cared about this just straight up acting stuff.
Show choir?
Yes. Our show choir was
Keegan just mouthed to me, show choir. Did you do show choir? Nice.
But yeah, so the musicals would be great because all the show choir kids would come in and do the musicals. I say great for like high school.
This is not Broadway, but
yeah,
it's so close.
It's right there.
It's right there.
Yeah, we actually all went on to perform on Broadway. No,
he's lying.
Yeah, I'm lying. But then like the play would come around and everyone would back out. Everyone would be like, I don't want to do that. So, So I did everything. I did like the play and the musical that year. And I was like, I didn't expect. So my brother actually did theater before me. Shout out Jack.
Shout out. We do so many shout outs.
We should change this podcast to a shout out before we leave.
A shout out before we leave. That's pretty good actually.
But he was like, we're doing Mamma Mia. We need more men. Like we need more guys to fill out the like ensemble and because he was in drama club, and I was like, no, because I did track and cross country, and he was like, do it, please, and I was like, fine. So I did it, and then they cast me as like a named character.
You're like, uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I thought I was just gonna have to like
be in the background. Yeah,
be in the background. Luckily it's the one guy in Mamma Mia that they cut out of the movie. I can't remember his name.
Is it one of the dads?
No.
Was it like the boyfriend in town or whatever?
Kind of. It's, Sky, the guy that she marries.
Yeah.
It's his friend that's not Pepper. Not the one that sings
he's not singing, just acting.
Yeah. He's mainly acting, and his whole thing in the musical is like he's fixing up Donna's boat. Mm-hmm. But like I'm pretty sure like there's an actor who plays him in the movie, but I don't know if he got any of the lines.
He just kind of was like,
he's there.
Fixing up the boat.
I can't remember what his name was.
We're in Greece.
Yeah, we're in Greece. But no one speaks Greek.
Yeah.
Or sounds Greek or anything.
Is that a Sondheim musical technically?
I don't know.
I don't know who it is. We have gripes. No Greek.
No Greek
in a Greek musical.
I do love Mamma Mia though.
Is Mamma Mia Sondheim?
Is it?
I don't think so.
It's ABBA.
Oh, it is ABBA,
it's a
obviously.
Damn.
Everyone at home watching this or listening is gonna be like, Brett, come on, bro.
What the hell?
What are you
You
doing?
call yourself a theater kid?
They're like, you don't know ABBA, dude.
It's okay, because then I went on
It's on time. That's
getting
crazy.
getting back to my past.
Yeah. Which is what we want to talk about.
Yes. Is I was like, oh shit, like I like this. I like acting. Like I feel fulfillment, and in a way
Like you're good at this.
Yeah, in a way that like running was that for me first, but running is like you can't do something with running. You can't get a running degree. I mean, I guess you could get like physical education.
There
degree.
is competitive athletes that do get paid, but
Yeah.
it's not like a thought that goes across most high schoolers' minds.
No,
It's like,
and
I'm going to be
had-
sponsored. That's such a hard career to get into.
I had scholarships for track teams and for running and stuff, but it's so hard, and like I was just done. I was tired. I got an 18-minute and something 5K, and I was like, I'm done.
I don't know. That sounds good, right? It's pretty good.
5K is 3.2 miles.
So what is that, like a 6-minute, 7-minute average mile?
I think so.
You
I
want
don't know. Somebody better at math
something like that.
will know what
It's
I'm
like,
talking about.
yeah.
I was like 18 minutes and like 40 seconds or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
But you get shin splints and it's hard and you're tired all the time. You have to run like every day. And I was just done with it. And I just did this musical. I did Mamma Mia, and then I went on and I did a play called The Curious Savage. And I got to play a character called Jeff, who's like one of the main guys. And I was like, holy shit, I can't believe I'm getting cast as the main guy. I just started doing this. More in reality, it was probably because there's just no other like dudes who were doing a theater at that high school that much.
Sure.
I thought I was like, oh, I'm in my calling. And
Like, they want me.
they want me. So I went to Missouri State, but I didn't want to tell my parents that because I was in a
You
lot.
auditioned for college?
I auditioned at one college after I was already enrolled there as a biology major
Okay. At Missouri State.
at Missouri State. And I didn't realize how competitive Missouri State was. Like, there's a lot of people that would come from out of state to study to get a BFA there. And I was like, oh, it's just whatever. It's just joining the acting program. I'll do whatever. And so I didn't try that hard. I mean, like, I tried semi-hard, but I didn't have, like, realistic expectations, or I didn't know, like, the deal.
Acting school is a thing.
Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know it was a thing, and I didn't know how competitive it was, or that like the people I was auditioning for were like Broadway stars.
Yeah.
Like Missouri State had like two.
Like really good professors.
Yes, it had like 2 Broadway stars when I auditioned. I didn't know that, so I just came in.
You
I
just
was
showed up. You're like,
yeah, I was like, "What's up?"
we're rocking and rolling.
And I didn't get in. So
Shocker.
that kind of hit me hard. I was like, "Oh shit, maybe I'm not that good at this." So I had like a kind of a identity crisis in college, where I was like, I can't be a BFA. Although I never like retried.
Mm-hmm.
But what ended up happening was I auditioned for the improv team as well.
Which is how Will and I met
Yeah.
a few years later
Mm-hmm.
through improv.
At UCB.
Shout out. UCB Theater.
Upright Citizens Brigade.
UCB 201. That was Improv 201. We took that class together.
Mhm.
That's how this podcast is happening right now.
That's true.
Had to state that. All right, continue.
Yes. Yeah, I did. I got into improv and I was like, man, like, this is awesome. And
It is awesome. I agree.
Some of my, like, Carson is my best friend and I think will always be my best friend, no matter what. But that's how I met some of my, like, closest friends that I still talk to this day. Like, they're all so cool. They all live in different cities now and do different things. But, like, Missouri State Improv was huge for me. And it definitely, like, you know, just, like, comedy and stuff like that. I felt like I'd found a purpose in life. And, yeah, and I did end up doing theater stuff through college. Like I did a Bachelor of Science in Theater, which is kind of silly. Most people do BA.
Yeah, I got a BA in theater performance.
Yeah, every school does. We had like BA in theater, BS in theater, and that was like the Babs, and then there was like BFA musical theater, BFA acting, and then like DTSM design tech stage management, and then the improv team, which was like unaffiliated comedy organization at Missouri State. And yeah, I did that, and then I like got onto like the festival team, so I would like travel to different colleges in the Midwest and do improv with other college teams and stuff. And I met like pro teams in Chicago, like Princeton New Money Ass Clowns, shout out Princeton New Money Ass Clowns, and other stuff like that. And yeah, and I did theater and stuff, and eventually I did do like a main stage play. I was like
Did you have a role?
No, I was like 8 different bit parts.
Extra background.
Keegan was in it.
Keegan was in it. Keegan went to Missouri State. Mara, your girlfriend, went to Missouri State. And what was that show?
Shakespeare in Love.
Oh,
Directed by Sarah Wiggin.
Nice.
Shout out.
Way too many. So many shout outs. Shout out Sarah Wiggin.
And that was great. And it was like, it was very fulfilling for me because I think at that point I was a super senior.
Sure.
And I didn't audition for that many main stages, but I was like, I want to go out with one.
Yeah.
Because it was like, you know, I didn't keep trying for the BFA, but like, you know, part of my ego was like, I want to get one thing in, like one big thing. And I'd done tons of improv shows and other plays and things when I was there, and I wrote a couple plays and put those on, and that was really fulfilling. I think the most fulfilling thing that I did in college was my senior project, which was a partially improvised play. And when I was done writing it, like a week or so before like we performed it and everything, my mom sent me a journal entry that she wrote in 2008. And apparently when I was like 7 years old or so, I told her that I wanted to grow up and be a writer. And she wrote that down in the journal, and then she sent me a picture of that from like 2008. And she was like, just found this, you know, like, I'm glad you actually are. And I didn't even remember that. So that was pretty big for me. I was like, oh, like I'd forgot that I'd said that. And now here I am like writing and producing like a play. And I think it went great.
Do you remember if it went? You think?
I do. It's so hard. I feel like
wait. Keegan says it went good.
Oh, Keegan did see it.
Did you say I didn't see it?
Keegan did see it.
Keegan did see it.
I'm always there to see
Keegan's like, excuse me.
Let it be known.
Keegan's sipping his matcha. Wait, you should stretch your arm into the frame just to show the matcha without.
I messed up somebody's drink, so I made myself.
Wait, get it closer to Will's face. It's more tight than you think. That is Keegan's matcha, everybody.
Shout out Keegan's
for the
matcha.
video watchers, you just saw matcha.
Shout out matcha.
Shout out matcha.
But yeah, it was super cool. I love that play. One of my goals in life is to get it published before I die.
Have you modified it at all, or is it just like as is with the improvised room for growth?
I haven't modified it. Since I did it, I've rewritten it tons of times before it was performed, and I have yet to touch it since then.
Because it served its purpose.
It served its purpose.
But you want it to serve its purpose again.
Yes. Cool. I want to try and rewrite some stuff and then perform it, put it on again, and then maybe put it on a third or fourth time before I try and like get someone to publish it.
That's awesome. I think it is a perfect time to move into another segment. This is a game I play with all my guests. This is Wordplay. The game is simple. We've done this in improv class. I do this on every episode. And the rules are simple. I'm going to count us down from 3, and then we're going to say the first word that comes to our minds. Mm-hmm. Don't repeat yourself. Don't say anything that's in the room, and try to avoid names. And our goal is to get to the same word at the same time. We are going to talk over each other. That's just how it goes. And we try not to discuss what direction we're heading in.
Okay.
I'll give you a second to think of a word. I got a word.
I have a word as well.
3, 2, 1.
Vampire.
Abstract and vampire. I got a word.
Okay, 1, 2.
3, 2, 1. Nosferatu.
Nosferatu.
Oh my
Hey.
god. I don't know if I've ever done a wordplay that takes place in 2 rounds. That might have been the fastest wordplay ever.
That's on improv.
So we should probably do one more just to give the listeners like a little bit of satisfaction.
Yeah.
Because that was like
Too easy.
Well, I was originally going to say castle, and then immediately I'm like, wait, no, it's totally Nosferatu. So I switched it to the right one.
He's like an abstract vampire.
Yeah, he's like an abstract vampire. All right, new word. I got a word.
I have one as well.
3, 2, 1. Rhythm.
Rail.
Rhythm and rail. We are in
Whale.
sync. Oh, whale? I
Whale.
thought you said rail. Rhythm and whale.
Yes.
I got a word.
I have one too.
3, 2, 1. Sonar.
Call.
Sonar and call.
Yes.
Okay, I got a word.
I got one too.
3, 2, 1.
Sound.
Radio and sound. I totally got a
Radio
word.
sound. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Music.
Music. Bang. We
Bang.
are good at this. That was
That was
so easy.
awesome.
Boop.
It would have been cool if we got it in one again, but alas.
So we've explored. We're back in the episode now. It's that fast. In and out. That was
Holy
wordplay.
shit.
And we are back. Thank you for joining us again. A word before we leave. We are now in the middle of the show. We are going to talk about Will's present day. Will, your past has explored an introverted childhood, ADHD, taking medication, getting off medication, a spout of depression that went through private schooling in small town Midwest St. Louis, which then leads to high school and finding your first best friend, which then leads to trying out for a school play at a very good choir-driven high school, but not a huge theater school, which then leads to Missouri State, where you meet friends and explore biology, which then somehow turns into you getting a Bachelor of Science in Performing Arts and Theater. And improv gave you purpose.
Yes.
You wanted to be a writer as a kid, but you forgot that you wanted to be a writer as a kid. But now you live in Los Angeles, California, and you're getting paid to write sometimes.
Yes.
And you also work at a dog hotel.
Yes.
How recently did you move to Los Angeles, and how do you feel right now that you're here? I just want to like bring you to the reality of like these childhood dreams slowly becoming more.
Yeah, it's wild. It's just wild. Like it's wild to just be in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Can I say
agree.
that?
You can definitely say that. I think everyone in LA who's not from LA would probably agree.
Yeah. It's a hard move. It was a hard move because I mean just leaving your family behind and leaving your friends behind is hard. A lot of my friends did end up moving out here. A lot of the improv people ended up going to Chicago, or they stayed in Missouri. So it's been tough. But it's been super awesome. I mean, I got a writing job way faster than I thought I would, or than I feel like most people get like an industry adjacent job.
Production assistant or grip or just like working on set, maybe getting an internship, writer's room kind of thing. You also did move here at like a flux of industry standards.
Mm-hmm. It's from what I've heard from people. It's wild. So yeah, I help out. I like take care of people's dogs. I kind of just help out with taking care of these dogs. And a lot of people that work there also are in the industry. They've got a storyboard artist, a script coordinator, an animal wrangler, like a dog trainer. She specifically trains dogs to be actors. It's pretty cool.
That's crazy.
I know.
That's a job.
Shout out A Joy pet training.
If you guys need to train a dog for your commercial or skit or movie, we know the person that does it. We got you.
Oh yeah. Amanda is her name.
This is not a paid advertisement. We're just shouting them out.
Just shout out. This is the shout
This
out.
is a shout out.
Shout
Shout
out
out before you leave.
I shout out before you leave. A Joy Pet Care. I don't know what her handle is, but she's great. if you have a dog that you want to be an actor, hit her up. But it's
Back to you.
Yeah, yes. It's cool. It's been really cool there working there because like, you know, it's all kind of people who are, you know, I feel like the expectation out here is you break into the industry and you're like a needle through a balloon, and once you're in, the balloon pops and you're in the industry, you know, like, but I feel like it's not that. It's,
What do you think it is?
I feel like just from what people say, it's like there's no like, there's like maybe a big break, but the big break comes after a bunch of small breaks, you know, maybe.
I agree.
Yeah.
I actually absolutely agree. There was a book that I read by Jenna Fisher in college, and it was The Actor's Survival Guide. And she talks about moving from Missouri to Los Angeles back in the 90s, I think, maybe early 2000s, and trying to make it as an actor in Hollywood. And she was friends with like Sean Gunn, and she was friends with a bunch of other people that were kind of making it adjacently. And she was like, oh, well, like if my friend is making it, I'm so close to making it as well, you know?
Yeah.
And that in turn has like recreated this weird book that she made. It's not weird. It's just like, she essentially is like, every actor thinks that, you know, it's the one career where your life changes overnight. And it does change overnight. But to get to that day where your life changes overnight is years and years of hustling and grinding and auditioning and getting turned down. And I think the same thing applies for writing. Same thing applies for directing. Really, like in the creative field, it's hard to climb a corporate ladder, so to speak, because there's no structure to it. It's not like the old days where you could just sign a contract and then work for a studio, and then all of a sudden you're getting $20 million a year. It's like, no, that's not the regular Joe that does it. It's a hard industry.
It's tough, especially now, like that the internet is like imperative for everything. Like,
I think it's a new tool.
yeah,
I don't know if it's imperative, but it can be used in a way that maybe speeds the
process of
Yeah.
like I feel like a lot of actors nowadays are expected to have an online presence beforehand, you know, like
yeah.
they're expected to like do,
I mean, like, what is this?
yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Which, this is great, this is awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
Thank you. I really like doing this. I would do this with or without any, like I said, I don't need success for this to make me happy. I just like doing this.
which is huge because, like, you know, I don't like social media really. So like the idea that I have to have a super active one to get jobs is like a little frustrating. But like, this is great. I feel like this is what a lot of people would want, and it's great that this is something you would do no matter what. But like, imagine somebody who really wants it, but they have no desire to do that. So they're just doing these like artistic endeavors that aren't fulfilling.
Do you find yourself doing that?
No, but I find myself wrestling with that idea.
Of like having to
The idea of having to
create content?
yeah, content. That's like
Give to the social media machine?
yeah, like
I have opinions on that.
yeah, it's rough, and it's like ever so disheartening.
Do you want to make content?
I do. I think like
But what's the why behind wanting to make content? Do you want to make content for the sake of making something, or do you want to make content for the possibility that you get hired down the road?
that's the thing is like I would only want to do content if I can, or I hate even saying content.
It's a
but
stupid word.
Yeah.
It's taken all of the content out of the content.
I know, it's like, yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
That's a quote. That's a word
That is a word.
before we leave.
Yep. We haven't left yet. We're still here.
But like contents of a room, it's like a book, or like a wooden chart. You know, like it's just, these are things in the room. I don't know if they're in frame. But like I would have to be something that like is fulfilling. And I'm sure I've written tons of sketches and things that I've just never gotten around to like recording and stuff. I think the one thing that's really been difficult for this first year in my presence in Los Angeles has been being time poor, because I'm, constantly doing stuff to, pay the bills and, be fulfilled and like, just regular life stuff, and that extra stuff, like, filming a sketch or like, or putting on a play or rewriting an old project, like digging it up, dusting it off and rewriting it, is like, you just don't have the time to do it. And then the second those things feel like maintenance or a chore, it's like this like frustrating feeling of like, oh, like I don't want the things that I want to do feel like I have to do them. And it's that kind of feeling recently that I've been trying to get away from and try and like make that time, because it's hard, especially with like ADHD. It's really hard to make time and actually use it the way you want to use it. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now.
I just made a short film about time, about thinking about time, kind of like what you were just saying. I think moving to a new city, specifically LA, from the Midwest. How long you been here? What, a few months?
10 months, almost 11 now. So not
And
even a full year yet.
Yeah. Like, I think like in that move, you adjust to the speed of which the city moves. I'm also from the Midwest, and I'm from Kansas City, but went to school at Nebraska, so I understand like that midwestern college town with theater school and like other things in between. It's like the speed at which life moves in the Midwest is much slower and much more. I got to give it credit. I think it's slow in an enjoyable way.
Mm-hmm.
But if that's all it's slow and like methodical, kind of like, it could be kind of like, you gotta get out. Like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta like see the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like nothing's happening because it's so slow.
Yeah.
And it's slow because nothing's happening.
Yeah.
Things are happening always.
Yeah.
Which is the magic. But when you move to LA, things speed up.
Oh yeah.
There's a calm urgency that is happening throughout this whole city. Everyone's always on the move. Everyone's driving everywhere. You're spending more time in traffic, more time in your car. You have to work more because it's a bit more expensive, but you want to stay here because of the potential of opportunity coming to you.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to create opportunity.
Yeah.
You want to use your time wisely to create opportunity, but also you want to live your life.
Yeah.
And I think balance is kind of key, especially in the city. It's like you have to find time for yourself, and you also have to have time to work and also time to like hustle at like the thing you actually want to do. But don't be hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I've been out here 3 years, and I'm just now catching my stride, as they say. Like, I'm like content with the slow days as much as I am with the busy days.
Yeah.
Today's a busy day, but I'm happy that it's a busy day because I know that my slow day is going to be real nice.
Yeah. It's the longer the day, the sweeter the beer at the end of it.
Right. Work hard, play hard.
Yeah. It's it's tough. It's tough too because there is a beauty in that like Midwestern simplicity where like you can just really just spend an hour just looking at trees and thinking about things you're grateful for. And I think with complexity, sometimes it gets, you lose that ability, the ability to really like spend time and reflect, and you do have to like make a real effort to carve out time, to
What does you time look like now that you're here?
Man, what does it look like? I mean, spending time with Mara, for sure. I mean, the one thing about Los Angeles that's great is there's just so much stuff to do.
It never ends.
Yeah, there's
you
like...
could try a million sushi restaurants. You could go to different parks. You could go to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much. You could take a class.
Hiking is like...
Record a podcast.
Hiking is beautiful out here.
Hang out with Keegan. Keegan doesn't like people, though.
I like people.
Keegan's changed his mind on this a little bit. He's warming up to the podcast. He hasn't left the room, which is actually kind of enjoyable. It feels like we have a little audience. You can if you want to cross. It's okay.
I don't want to interrupt.
But you might as well just stay, because I mean, like,
Yeah.
we'll be done in like 15 minutes at this point.
You're here to stay. Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah.
Time.
Time.
What is you time
What is me
in
time?
LA?
That's like, it's, yeah, me time. Yeah, it's spending time with Mara, and just hiking's my favorite. And I think that's a big reason, because I was really on the fence about LA or Chicago, because I was like, there's improv in both, and there's writing in both. Like, there's all the things that I want career-wise in both. And I did like a long like trip, like 1 week sort of vacation thing, like last summer in July, and not this past one, but like the one before. And the one thing that really got me about LA is like there's lots of nature.
Yeah, dude.
Even
It's
in
pretty sick.
Even in
like the grungy parts.
Yeah, even in like the Walk of Fame, like Hollywood Boulevard, there's like a giant cactus. You know, like there's nature everywhere, and just like growing up in the woods, that was huge for me. And yeah, you just get those moments of like, have you ever done the Wisdom Tree hike?
No. What is that?
We should do that.
I'm down.
It's awesome. It's so you go up this big mountain, and there's this tree. It's just like one tree that sits at like the very tip, and you can bring like a piece of paper and write on it and put it in this little box. And it's supposedly a great view. I've only done the hike once, and we went on a horribly foggy day, so we couldn't see anything. But then you're up on the tree, and then you walk across the top of the mountains, and then go over the Hollywood sign, and then you go back down all the way underneath the Hollywood sign, look up at it, and you keep going.
This is epic. This is like a whole day hike.
It's great. It's like
Few hours?
it was a few hours. It wasn't like a whole day, but it was definitely like the kind of hike where you're like,
Tired by the end of it?
we got to go to In-N-Out.
Yeah,
like,
we need food now. Gotta
need
fuel up.
a day. You need a day to do it,
I
but
just burped. Excuse me.
that's okay. It's all right. I forgive you. I excuse you.
So many people are texting me about my phone is spamming people.
Your phone is texting people without your permission?
Some weird gain rap email thing. It like sent out an email to all my contacts. So strange.
Oh no. That's so funny.
I hope it didn't send it to people I don't want it to send it to.
Yeah, if somebody sent something to someone, if that happened to me, there's so many people on my phone that I saved to contact.
I'm getting text messages. Like my dad texted me and he was like, "What is this?" And someone else just texted me and they're like, "I'm assuming this is like an acting thing." I'm like, "I don't know. I didn't send anything out. I think it's spam."
Your dad's like, I had opportunities for you, son.
Yeah,
I would
sure.
have given
Yeah.
you the.
Shout out, Dad. He probably is gonna watch this. He'd be like, "This is happening in real time." I haven't answered him.
Shout out, Mr. Gaffney.
Actually, I just answered him. Shout out, Pops. What's up, Dad?
Respond to your dad.
I did. Anyways,
Yeah.
The hike.
Wisdom Tree.
Wisdom Tree hike. We should do
Huge.
it.
Yeah, let's do it. It's awesome.
One more question on the present day, then we'll do a segment, and then we're moving into the final questions. Okay.
Holy shit! I'm ready.
What does writing look like to you? What does writing mean to you now compared to growing up?
I think writing is, for me right now, it has become work, like how I make part of my income. But certainly growing up and certainly in college, it's like expression.
Yeah.
Like just using characters and weird situations to explain things that you can't really explain easily with words, but you are using words just in a different way. And I think, yeah, I hope to get back to that a little more. I think writing for work has made it a little difficult, but yeah, expression and
Just expression.
depth.
Expression and depth.
Depth.
That was
Not
just like a dramatic pause. You're like expression and depth.
I was searching for the right
Word.
Word?
Oh,
A word before
a
you leave.
wordsmith.
Shout out to the podcast we're doing right now.
Speaking of words, I think this is a perfect time to move into another segment and then the final questions. And then that's the show.
Holy crap.
Will Mahler.
Yes.
This is going to be specifically designed for you and for me. This is going to be something I think I've only done it like once or twice. It's called Word Story. And what we're going to do is we're going to improvise the podcast in a fictional setting and create a problem and then solve the problem. And then that will be Word Story.
Wow.
There's no rules, just yes and. And maybe we can find a game out of it that we're using our improv knowledge. And usually we would come up with a suggestion together, but we have an in-person audience today. So, Keegan, if you wanted to suggest a word for our Word Story, remember, this is primarily an audio-based thing, so we'll paint the pic. We'll describe a lot. Feel free to be descriptive. Keegan, one word is all we need.
Lion.
Our
Lion.
suggestion is lion. Thank you, lion.
Thank you, Lion.
And we are in it. Remember, okay. We are in a podcast. We've set up our boom arms and our microphones, and I am sitting on the floor of the Amazon jungle with my good friend Will Mahler. Today, Will, what are you hearing right now in this rainforest?
Well, I'm hearing birds, animals, different creatures, the wind rustling these giant palm leaves.
Oh yeah, you know, it's so soothing out here in the Amazon. You know, some of my favorite things about taking the podcast to travel to where people live is exploring like the natural environment that they find themselves in. And Will, your home is so nice here. You have such an eccentric tree house.
Thank you. I built it myself.
How long did it take you to build this giant tree house?
15 years.
And it's above us.
It is above us. We're not recording in there. We can't go in there right now.
It would be really hard to carry all the equipment up
Yes.
anyways.
There's also a giant tiger in there right now.
What do you mean?
Like there, you're familiar with a tiger?
I am familiar with the tiger.
Yeah, there's one in my treehouse.
There's a tiger 20... How many feet up is this?
25 feet.
That's not actually that high up.
No, that's how we got in there.
How did he get? Did he climb the tree?
Yeah.
Did he climb the ladder, or did he
He used his claws
to get up there?
to get up to my road. I narrowly escaped. I don't know if you've noticed.
Wait,
but
explain
my
to
leg's
me. Like,
missing.
you're missing a whole. I have noticed you're missing a leg, but I didn't want to talk about your stump.
Yeah.
It's bandaged nicely actually with palm leaves and what's that wrapped around? Is that like a rope or a vine? What is that?
Yeah, it's a vine. Just
On your
squeezed it,
stump
stop
leg.
the blood
Yeah.
from coming out, and I do appreciate that you did it. Oh,
Do you?
yeah, he's looking down.
I can see him. He's huge.
Yeah, he probably finished the leg. He probably wants some more.
He's still hungry.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't survive that jump if he came down, right?
I mean, you know what they say about cats?
They have 9 lives.
They can survive any fall.
They can survive any fall. They always land on their feet.
Yeah. So
Oh God. Okay.
I feel like one of us is probably gonna die.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. You didn't warn me about danger in the pot. I flew all the way out here.
I mean-
the nearest airport was in Brazil, and I
Brett.
took a bus and a
Brett.
charter.
This is the jungle, baby.
This is the jungle, baby.
There's big creatures. There's terrible animals.
Oh my God, he's climbing. Oh my
Should've
God, he's climbing
expected.
down. He's climbing down
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
coming down.
You don't seem concerned at all.
I mean, I kind of always thought that this would happen. I'm just glad it's being recorded. So my loved ones.
Wait,
can
he's
listen.
on the ground. He's right in front of us. He's staring at us right now. What do we do?
Make yourself big, like for brown bears. Get really big and yell.
I'm expanding my arms above my head. I'm expanding my arms more than Mr. Fantastic stretched in.
Oh my God, it's grotesque. You look horrible. Ah! Oh. He's leaving.
He's leaving.
He's going away. You scared him away. Now get stretched back. You look disgusting.
Back to normal.
How did you do that? That was fantastic.
Say that again.
What?
It's fantastic. And that is Word Story. We are back in Will Mahler's apartment. For those watching, you witnessed art, and for those listening, thank you for letting us take you on that journey. That was something.
That was beautiful.
I'm gonna need to find like a stretching sound effect. Where it's like,
Yeah, I really like that happened. That was my favorite part. I
the
think.
best part about improv is none of that was planned. Will, we are moving into the final questions, and then that's the show. With these, I like to tell people, if you're not comfortable answering anything, you can say, I don't want to answer, or you can pass, and I'll give you a new question. A lot of these final questions are questions I ask all of my guests. And I think they happen to speak pretty universal truths.
Mm-hmm.
Will, if you could give a word of advice to 8-year-old you, what would you say to him?
If you decide to stop taking Adderall, wean off. I would also say, to not get embarrassed about drawing and doing artsy stuff, like, and to really like embrace that side of yourself, and to like, to lean into that, and just to like try and be more comfortable with yourself.
Mm-hmm. And if you could ask a word of advice from your 80-year-old self, what would you ask and what would you hope he'd say?
Oh, man. I would ask him... I feel like I would just ask him if it ends up all right. Like if I do all the things that I thought I was going to do... and I hope he would say that I did, and that, you know, I'd been to every country in the world, and he has one last one checked off before he's, you know, old man Will's got one last trip in him, and that he's on his way to go do it with hopefully old lady Mara.
What do you think he'd say?
I think he'd say not to sweat the small stuff. And I think he would say to learn to let stuff go.
Yeah. What would you say to the person that maybe feels like all of this is pointless? Someone that wakes up and they're like, you know what? Like, I've been trying, and it's still not working. I haven't figured it out yet, and I don't know what to do. And I just feel like maybe this is all not worth it. What would you say to that person if they told you that?
I would say that I've been where you are, where I just feel like everything is pointless and it's just not worth it to continue. And I have to say, you know, it is, you know, and I think a thing that happens to people is they get obsessed with the idea of they're trying and they're failing. And they're not thinking about, like, they're just thinking about where they tried and failed, and they're not thinking about any of, like, the little wins. I feel like as human beings, we tend to be very aware of what's bad for us, and like at least I feel like I do. I'm very aware of what I do wrong, what I've done wrong, how I've messed up, and I have a really hard time looking at any of the good stuff. So I'd say just look for the good stuff, try and find the stuff you're grateful for, and, you know, if you feel yourself hitting up against your limits in life, that's good because you're expanding them. And yeah, happiness is a feeling. It's not a state of being.
What does failure mean to you?
Failure is when you are not doing things in accordance with like who you are, who you want to be, like the dreams that you have for yourself and the goals that you have for yourself. When you do something that you're like, oh, this is going to take me a step towards this dream, or this is going to take me a step towards being this kind of person, and then you don't follow through with that like weekly routine, or you don't I feel like failure is very similar to happiness, where it's also a feeling. Like we have this idea of like there's people that have won and there's people that have failed, but I do feel like failure is a feeling, and it also comes and goes. And you'll feel like a failure when you feel like you're not moving in the right direction. But you know, you'll get back up. You have to get back up, you know?
You got to keep going.
Yeah.
What's a dream that you have that you know is going to happen? It's not a matter of how, it's a matter of when.
I have a lot of like dreams and goals, but my big dream that I've had since I was a little kid, as I wanted to like travel the whole world. Like I just couldn't, it didn't make sense to me that you're born into a world that you don't get to see the entirety of. And I feel like one of my biggest dreams as a human being is to like see like a vast majority of the countries on the world. And that's when I met Mara, that was her dream as well. And we're really tied to that. And I think that's something we just both like have said to each other, like, we know that this is going to happen. I have like a map in my room that I put a pin in anytime I spend a night in a different place. And the dream is to have the map fully covered in pins by the end of my life. And I just know that that's going to happen. And
it's going to happen.
Yeah.
My grandma Ann Schulte has a map in her office that she shares with my grandpa. And they have a big old board of all the places they've been. And they've been to a lot of places.
Yeah.
And it's pretty awesome. And I imagine yours is pretty awesome too.
Thanks.
Are you ready for the final question?
Yeah.
Will Mahler, would you care to share a word before we leave?
Be a light. This is something that my mom would tell me a lot growing up. Like, as human beings, we have like a choice. I feel like a lot of times to be like a light and to put people out. And I think if more people chose to be a light and tried to like spread their light to other people, just like general joy and freedom and stuff like that, you know, we would live in a better world. So my word before we leave is to be a light.
Be a light. Spread positivity, spread joy, and be a light. This has been Brett Gaffney and
Will Mahler.
And you just watched or listened to a word before we leave. I'm going to say a few quick thank yous, and then that is the episode. Thank you to Rick Galloway for inspiring the creation of the podcast. Thank you to Will Mahler. To Keegan, what's your last name? To Adkins? To to Keegan Adkins for joining us on this episode and giving us a lovely suggestion. I would like to say thank you that's been a part of the show, whether you've been interviewed or you've listened or you've messaged me or you've bought a sticker. The stickers are for sale if you want one, or if you've subscribed or rated us on Spotify or iTunes. I just want to say thank you for joining us on this process and journey. The magic of the show is that we are learning how to understand ourselves by understanding perspectives outside of ourselves. We listen to other people's life stories and words because that helps us have a better understanding of our inner world and the world around us. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been A Word Before We Leave. And all I have to do is close a door. So I'm going to open that door and close it. Unless you would like to.
Oh,
Please.
may I?
Yes.
Be the door closer?
And you slam it shut. That's the episode.
Yay!